thank you for joining us for this discussion around security matters as part of Project CAELUS. First, Andrew, can I ask yourself to introduce yourself and introduce Cellnex?
So my name is Andrew Thomas. I'm the Head of Innovation for Cellnex UK. Cellnex is an infrastructure provider to UK telecoms industry. If you look around you and you see a cell tower with antennas on, that is most likely to be provided by Cellnex. So we provide network solutions for the major mobile phone operators. We also provide private networks for use in industry.
Currently, there are many drones on the market commercially available, and they are essentially operated within visual line of sight, meaning that the pilot commands the pilot using a direct radio link, like a model aircraft or maybe a Wi-Fi. But as part of Project CAELUS, we will be dealing with a completely different type of animal, because the idea is to develop a logistics network for the NHS. So we are referring to systems that can travel over long distances. So now that I've explained the background to this conversation, Andrew, can you let us know the type of communication link that will be used in CAELUS between, let's say, the ground station and the drones?
Okay, so the drones for CAELUS will be flown beyond visual line of sight, which means that you need a controller to manage its flying. Project CAELUS will be using a mixture of satellite comms for very remote rural locations, and we'll also be using a 4G LTE network in urban environments, so out and about in city and where there's good mobile phone coverage. And we'll also be using a 5G network within the airport when the drone is landed in a busy, controlled environment.
And so you're referring to communications networks that are available for phones, actually. Can you let us know the difference in terms of security and cybersecurity between a regular direct radio link or Wi-Fi and a communications network?
Okay, so if we're discussing a 4G communications network, this is the same network that all consumers' mobile phones connect to. So the network is secured by the communications link between the drone and the ground station is all encrypted. We provide a SIM card, like you do for a normal mobile phone, to the drone. We know the ID of that SIM card, and that's how you sort of guarantee security through the network. I mean, 4G LTE is planned to be used by the UK emergency services, so we know it's inherently secure for these sorts of occasions and these sorts of applications.
So what you're saying is that with the systems that will be used as part of CAELUS, the radio link will benefit from the regular communications networks that are available to smartphones, and it's a completely different profile. We hear of people's concerns that the communication link could be hacked or spoofed or jammed or whatever. Do you have in hand any form of statistics on that kind of attack on the mobile network?
There have been stories about how SIM cards can be hacked. These have only ever happened in very, very controlled conditions in labs. Yes, it is possible using a supercomputer and maybe new generations of computer to decrypt the channel, but this isn't something that happens in day-to-day operations. So I'm not aware of any 4G LTE network being hacked. You can You can't spoof the SIM card. You can't. So hacking on mobile phones is more about calling the person up and pretending to be somebody else, or having these fraud messages. Hi mum, it's me. That's the sort of fraud that happens on mobile phone networks. But directly against the equipment itself, it's very, very complex, very, very difficult, and out of the realms of normal, normal practice.
So you are a regulated industry, you provide communications to millions of people, and actually, as we all know, 3G, 4G networks are used around the globe, and they benefit from a significant amount of R&D and oversight from regulators. So I guess it's fair to say that we are on a different planet in terms of security of the communication link between simple direct radio link as it is today in commercially available consumer type of drones, and what will be operated as part of CAELUS for the long range travel and operations.
Absolutely. So the SIM card is encrypted. The whole solution is designed with a security in mind. I remember many years ago working in a lab with security agencies, testing the security, doing penetration testing, looking at how these networks worked. And for these sorts of applications, they are absolutely secure.
And Andrew, one last question. There will be actually two links between the remote control or the ground station and the drones. One will be the 3G, 4G, 5G networks that you will be providing. The other one is satellite communication, so using the satellite networks as it exists today. I know that you are not into satellite comms networks, but would you concur that we are also on a different planet in terms of security level for regular SATCOM versus a direct radio link as is commercially available on consumer drones?
Absolutely. So drones are used for information gathering. The US military uses them to fly, and they're flown basically with SATCOMs communication. So absolutely, again, it's very secure. There are known ground stations; they're secure. The equipment on the device is provided by, a secure organization. So I don't know a huge amount about SATCOMs, but absolutely right. It's the same principles, that it's regulated. The ground stations where the information receives from the satellite is secure. So again, it's a completely different level of security from a normal communication between a drone controller and a drone.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Andrew.
No problems at all.